Good afternoon, children. So, I am back with my geography lesson, agriculture. We will proceed towards more food grains. So, the next group of crop is pulses. Now, pulses group includes a wide range of grains which we consume as dal in our daily diet. So, if you open your mama's kitchen cupboard, you will find that she has kept different varieties of pulses or dals in her cupboard. It can be moong, it can be masoor, it can be peas or matar, it can be your chana. Uh, uh, Likewise, there are many arhar or urad dal. So, many types of these pulses are consumed in our country, and India is the largest consumer and producers of pulses in the world. We Indians consume different varieties of pulses throughout the year. Now, there are some pulses which are grown in the Kharif season and some are grown in the Rabi season. As usual, I have done the cropping season, and you know very well those pulses which are grown in the Kharif season, they have more water requirement, and those which are grown in the Rabi season, they have less water requirement. Similarly, children, in case of temperature also, Kharif pulses have a higher temperature requirement than the Rabi pulses, which has a low requirement of temperature. And the most important feature of pulses is that pulses are leguminous crop, and the leguminous crop help in restoring the soil fertility. Suppose one crop has been grown that has used up a huge quantity of fertility from the soil, then after that, if the farmers grows these pulses, the crop will help to restore the fertility that has been lost in the previous cultivation. So, the pulses are known as leguminous crop, and they are grown with the help of different farming techniques, of course, and they are a part of the crop rotation process. They form a part of crop rotation. Like, we grow crops in rotation, no doubt, but there are some crops which utilize more soil fertility, some crops take less soil fertility. So, this crop, that is pulses, they help to increase the soil fertility, and so they are very, very important for the farmers. And excepting arhar dal do not help to restore soil fertility, but all these other pulses, they help to restore the soil fertility. Now, how do they do this process? The crops, the pulses, they help to fix nitrogen in the soil through the process of nitrogen fixation. They take the help of nitrifying bacteria in the soil and increase the soil fertility. So, through the process of nitrogen fixation and with the help of nitrifying bacteria, they help to increase the fertility of the soil. So, they are always grown in crop rotation. Mind you, excepting arhar, all the pulses help to restore soil fertility. Now, children, think what crops or pulses you take during the winter months. Like in the market, you will find there is peas, matar, which is easily available in the market in the winter months. You get hara chana, or this chana dal, what we say. So, this chana is grown in the winter months. So, that is also a Rabi season crop. But majority of them are grown in the Kharif season. So, the Kharif crops are the other pulses. It is moong, masoor, arhar. They are urad. They are grown in the Kharif season. and peas and peas or matar and chana, they are grown in the Rabi season. And most of the states of our country, they are growing these pulses, but the most important pulse producing states are generally the areas which do not receive too much of rainfall. So generally moderate. From this you can make out that the requirement of the pulse is quite moderate, that is moderate amount of rainfall is required. And so we have Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, this Maharashtra, Karnataka. These states mostly receive medium quantities of rainfall, and hence they are very much suitable for growing of pulses in the country. Our second group is food grains, food crops other than grains, food crops. Because we eat the crop, that's why it is food crop, but it is not grain. So far we were doing food crops which are essentially grains, like we have done rice, we have done wheat, we have done maize, we have done millets and pulses. All these were food crops, and along with that they were grains. But now we are doing food crops. Why food crops? Because we are eating that, so it is food crops, but it is not grain. So here we have sugarcane as the most important crop in this category. Now sugarcane is a crop which is grown in both tropical as well as subtropical parts of our country. So tropical as well as subtropical, that means the states which lie below Tropic of Cancer and the states which lies above Tropic of Cancer. Now sugarcane is a crop where there is no Kharif and Rabi season, because it remains in the soil for total 9 to 10 months. And this crop is also grown under ratoon cropping. So what is ratoon cropping? Now one crop is planted, and after that the plant grows. After 9 to 10 months, when it matures, it is cut close to the ground, and again the crop grows. Again it is cut close to the ground after maturity, and again the crop grows. So by one planting we take three harvests. From one planting we take 3 harvests of sugarcane. Sometimes you will find children that after buying sugar from the shops, some of the sugar variety have more sweetness, some have less sweetness. So those which we get after the first harvest is much more sweeter than the sugarcane or the sugar that we get after the third harvest. So the first harvest sugarcane is much more sweeter, and the third harvest sugarcane is having less sweetness. Now the temperature range. Sugarcane is a crop of hot and humid condition. Hot and humid. So the temperatures will be mostly on the higher side. So it's grown in the tropical as well as subtropical areas. So the condition is hot and humid, and as it spans over tropical as well as subtropical, tropical and subtropical, so the temperature range is 21 to 27 degrees centigrade. See, one important thing is that those crops which are covering almost a year, like for example when you study tea, you will find that there is no specific temperature in that, because it remains in the soil year after year. But in case of sugarcane, in case of your rice and wheat, there is certain specific temperature range. Now in case of sugarcane, the temperature varies from 21 to 27 degrees centigrade, because it remains in the soil for 9 to 10 months. So temperature range is higher, because it is neither extremely winter conditions extremely low temperatures, extremely high temperatures. So the temperature range is 21 to 27 degree centigrade. You will find, children, those crops which are essentially kharif crop, they have a temperature around 25 degrees centigrade. Those crops which are rabi season crop, they have a temperature around 21 degrees centigrade. That's why I am emphasizing this fact that because it is a crop grown in the tropical as well as subtropical regions, and it is a crop which covers nearly 9 to 10 months of growing period before harvesting, so the temperature range is also more 21 to 27 degrees centigrade, and the annual rainfall is between 75 centimeter to 100 centimeter. Because it is a 9 to 10 months period, so it is not acutely dry condition, not very high rainfall condition. So that rainfall also has been put under a range of 75 to 100 centimeter of rainfall. Those areas which receive low rainfall, they need irrigation water supply for growing, and because it covers a number of states. Here again I am repeating, tropical and subtropical, both the conditions has been given. So it is grown under variety of soils also, and India is the second largest producer after Brazil. So if you look into the sugarcane belt, you will find there Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh is there, some western parts of Bihar is also there, and then coming to the your tropical states, we have Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka also growing this crop. So variety of soil is suitable for growing sugarcane. A wide range of temperature is there. Water also there is a range, that is rainfall requirement 75 to 100 centimeter of rainfall, and if the water supply is less, we can always add water through the irrigation system. Now this sugarcane is of course processed and different products are made. So immediately after the sugarcane is harvested, it is shifted to the factories where the juice is extracted, and it is done very fast, otherwise the sugarcane will become dry. If the sugarcane becomes dry, then the sweetness of the juice will also fall down. It will be less sweet. So immediately it is harvested and it is sent to the factories for extraction of juice, and the juice is utilized for preparing gur or jaggery, khansari is mishri, and molasses. Molasses is a drink that is produced by fermentation of sugarcane juice. So sugar is produced, of course, gur is produced, khansari is mishri, and molasses is the fermented juice of sugarcane which is consumed as an alcoholic drink by the people. So these are the different byproducts of sugarcane, and the different states cover a large area. There are tropical as well as subtropical states like UP, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Punjab, Haryana, etc. Now coming to the oilseeds, children. Now India is again the largest producer of oilseeds in the world, and a large area of our country is devoted to oilseed cultivation. 12% of the area which is under crops is given to oilseeds cultivation. We extract oil from different kinds of products, like the commonest one that we eat in northern India, we consume in northern India, is mustard oil. So mustard is utilized for extraction. Similarly, you have this coconut oil, which is extensively used in the preparation of food in southern India. And nowadays so many advertisement comes where you find that different brands which are extracting oil from soybean, from sunflower or safflower. Castor seed is also used. Sesame, that is still cotton seed, linseed. So different varieties nowadays. We also extract oil from rice bran, and of course olive oil is also there, but because olive is not grown in our country, so we do not include olives in the oil seeds of our country. In fact, it is not a seed, it is a fruit. So most of this oil is used as a cooking medium, but apart from that, oil seeds are used for production of different kinds of cosmetics. The oil that is extracted, it is used for making or producing different kinds of cosmetics, soaps and ointments, that's the medicines. So the basic use of oil seeds is in the preparation of different kinds of dishes in the country, and apart from that, it is used for preparing different kind of cosmetic products and also medicines. Now, among the oil seeds which are having more use in our country, one is groundnut. It is a kharif crop and account for major oil seeds production in the country. So we have different states which are producing, like Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra. These states produce this groundnut, and you will find that the groundnut of these states are much more bigger in size than the groundnut that we get in this part of our country. So previously Andhra Pradesh was the largest producer, but now Gujarat is the largest producer of groundnut, and we have Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra also as Karnataka as other producers of groundnut. Sesame is till. You will find in our northern state we consume till during the winter months, like a til ka laddu. You will find during the Makar Sankranti, this till is very much consumed in the northern states. Why? Because it is grown during the Kharif season in the northern state. So by the month of October, November, it is harvested. So in January, when we are, or in the winter months, when we are consuming til or sesame, it is already ready in the market. So this sesame is grown as a kharif crop in the north, and it is grown as a rabi crop in the south. Another seed which is used for making different kinds of oil, like castor seed oil is utilized in making hair oil. So castor seed is also grown both as a rabi as well as kharif crop. So these are the different crops which are which come under the food grains category. Now after this, in my next class, we will do about the tea crop. So that will be the beverage crop. So today we have done pulses, we have done sugarcane and oil seeds. So first take down the notes, children, and after that next day I will proceed to tea. Now children, coming to the notes of maize, I did not give you previous day. I had said that when I will do sugarcane I will be doing it. So maize, season is both kharif and rabi, temperature 21 to 27 degrees centigrade. Here also you find that because it's grown in some states as kharif crop, some states as rabi crop, the temperature range is 21 to 27 degrees centigrade. There is no mention of rainfall and humidity in your NCERT book, so we will not include that. Soil is old alluvial soil. The growing states are Karnataka, UP, Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, etc. There is no special requirement, and special feature is that grown as both food and fodder crop, and use of modern inputs like HYB seeds, fertilizer and irrigation water have increased production. Then for sugarcane, again there is no season here because it remains in the soil for 9 to 10 months. Temperature is hot and humid, ranging from 21 degrees centigrade to 27 degrees centigrade. Rainfall 75 to 100 centimeter, and no mention of humidity. It's hot and humid, already I have mentioned it. variety of soils. Here the states are UP, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Bihar, Punjab and Haryana. And in case of our special requirement, we have crops need irrigation in areas of low rainfall, needs huge manual labor from sowing to harvesting. And in case of any special feature, so India is the second largest producer after Brazil. It's the main source of sugar, gur, khansari and molasses, and it is also a crop of tropical and subtropical region. These are the special features of this crop. Now coming to our questions, I have given few questions. So the first homework is, why is it necessary to grow pulses under crop rotation? Now this pulse group, children, no major question is given. If the question is given, it's of 1 marks basically. Which pulse do not have any role to play under crop rotation? Third question, which natural process helps the soil to regain soil fertility? Fourth question, mention the geographical requirement of sugarcane. And fifth, name the different oilseeds consumed in our country, mention their uses. And the sixth one, name any two oilseeds which are grown both in Rabi and Kharif season. So for your homework, children, you will write this questions, 6 questions, which are very small answer questions, and you will compile your notes, that is only of maize and sugarcane. Thank you, children. Study well. Have a nice day.